topic of business I wanted to talk about in regards to main event, it was announced on tonight's show that the tag team championship match at WrestleMania, this has been changing, on a daily basis. They kind of confirmed it on SmackDown last week, and they never really made it official until tonight. And RJ and I were just talking about this before the show in regards to who is going to be involved in the tag team title match at WrestleMania. So now it's been confirmed that WrestleMania, we've got the current champions, the Usos, defending the championships against Ryback, the Real Americans, and just now announced, Los Matadores. So, RJ, I want to get your thoughts on this because I don't want to go on a huge rant about this.
It's good for the first three teams, but it shouldn't be Los Matadores. It should be the Rhodes brothers, who've been a solid tag team over the last couple months. Los Matadores, as everyone knows, is Primo and Epico. Mm-hmm. Pretty much remade it with masks on, who weren't really good wrestlers before, and they still aren't. And it's pretty much just get them on the card right now, I guess.
Yeah, well, I like Primo and Epico. It's not that I don't like them, but I like them better as Primo and Epico, not under the masks. I think the masks are just stupid. I think it's hindered them more than it's helped them in the last 6 months or whenever they put them on. But the only two reasons that come to mind, obviously one, they beat Ryback, the number one contenders for the titles, last night on Raw. So that's, I guess, one storyline reason. But the only actual reason that comes to mind why they would be in the Battle Royal over someone, or in the tag team title match over someone like the Rhodes brothers, might be due to the fact that their father, Primo's father and Epico's uncle, is going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame this year, Carlos Colon. Because mere minutes after we recorded the show 2 weeks ago, it was announced at the SmackDown tapings that he's going to the Hall of Fame. Very deserving. But even still, though, that's the only reason that comes to mind. It's not that they should win the championship.
No, they're not going to win the championship.
No, not at all. That's probably going to be the pre-show match, which sucks for the Usos, but with those teams involved, Los Matadores, complete joke.
Ryback's been up and down last couple months.
They're okay. I mean, they lost to Los Matadores like 3 or 4 times.
And the Real Americans kind of they're not really they weren't really in the tag team picture for a minute.
Yeah.
Now they're back in it, so it's
it's changed.
They kind of get the pre-show spot with the teams that are in it right now. So
yeah, it's really strange. I mean, Ryback, I like Ryback, and a year ago it was hard to believe he was facing Mark Henry of all people in somewhat of a featured matchup at WrestleMania. Not really, but even still, it was better than what he's in now. And I don't know, just he and Axel just have no chemistry together whatsoever. It just does not make any sense to me at all, especially since there were quote-unquote Paul Heyman guys, and then Paul Heyman isn't even with them anymore, so it doesn't make any sense, and they've already established they don't like each other. The Real Americans, I think, deserve it. They shouldn't win because the Usos just won the championships. But the Real Americans, though, I can see them breaking up either on this show, probably the night after WrestleMania, because that's usually when they have the crazy crowds and stuff like that. You're not going to be at the
No, right? I'll be back here that Monday night. So
even still, it'll be fun to watch it from home, but watch it from the comfort of your own dorm. But even still, though, it's going to be a crazy Raw. Some people are looking forward more so to that, like Jason said, than WrestleMania itself. So I look forward to what happens in that tag team title match. But I'm not going to go on a huge rant about this here, but I wrote an article about this on Bleacher Report this past Monday about how Cody Rhodes and Goldust should be in that spot over Ryback and Axel, and maybe even the Real Americans to an extent, and definitely Los Matadores, in the sense that some people were saying that they should have saved Cody versus Goldust, a match that I've wanted to see at WrestleMania for the last number of years now. They should save it until WrestleMania 31. But something I think a lot of people fail to realize is that Goldust's current contract with WWE expires in, I think, August around the time of SummerSlam, so that's a no-go. And I did an interview with Goldust a little over a year ago, and this was not when he was in WWE, and he changes his mind all the time. Like, he said he wanted to face Cody at one point, now he doesn't. So things could have changed in the last year and a half, but from what he told me, he said that he wouldn't want to face his brother Cody Rhodes anywhere else but at WrestleMania. So, I mean, it'd be a great match for SummerSlam, no doubt about that, but if it's not going to happen at WrestleMania, then it shouldn't happen at all, according to him. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And it would be a great match if they built it up. And here's one thing that someone told me, which I'm not all that optimistic about. I think it's a possible scenario. But if we got Cody Rhodes and Goldust turning on one another in the Battle Royal, or possibly even being the last ones in the Battle Royal, what are the chances of that happening?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Because the Big Show's going to win.
The Big Show's going to win, so.
Exactly, with the Big Show in there, and Sheamus, and Big E, like all those powerhouses. I don't see him surviving, unfortunately.
I feel like it would have been good, too, if they let it this WrestleMania, because it's Goldust's best run he's had.
Exactly.
At WWE. Yeah. Cody Rhodes is almost over the hump to get to the top star, main event star. So maybe have Cody beat him and then rise him over.
Exactly. You wouldn't even need to turn Goldust heel.
Yeah.
I mean, just do face versus face. We've seen that before. It doesn't need to be like a Jeff and Matt Hardy kind of thing.
I feel like they're kind of like teasing a little bit right after they lost the titles. Like
exactly.
After the match, they both kind of like look at each other, kind of like upset about it, but then they kind of never like really turn that into a feud. But
they just completely drop the ball, and for one reason or another, and this is WWE creative we're talking about, so I'm not all that surprised. But even still, though, I look forward to that. If they do end up doing something with them, all the power to it. I mean, I would love to see it. But Cody Rhodes had his match canceled last year at WrestleMania. We had that 8-person tag team match, and not a match that we were all looking forward to anyway. But those people earned a paycheck, with Damian Sandow in there as well. Cody Rhodes, I don't want to see their match get canceled, so that sucked. And then Goldust, like you just said, having the best run of his career up to this point, having great matches. Cody Rhodes as well.